We'll go down on tonight. You've been teasing until the time was right. Don't let go. Your show. All I wanna do is co-star. All I wanna do is co-star. I'm in the right place at the right time.
Place at the right time.
I'm in the right place at the right time.
You're in the right place. It's Unpack That with Miabelle. Y'all look great, by the way.
Thank you. You look great.
Hey, thank you.
Right?
Now, look, I didn't do no glam for this because tonight I'm going to look like a different person.
I already see it, though.
Glam right now.
You did? That's the first thing you said to me. What's going on, y'all? I'm Miabelle. We're back with another episode of Unpack That, and this is our first of the new year.
Yeah.
And I am so excited because nostalgia, and present day, because day 26 is still doing it and doing it well. Now, I'm going to say all of y'all names because I feel like we're friends.
We are friends.
We are friends.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm also hosting the show. Shouts to Mouse Jones, who was supposed to be here today to co-host the episode. But, of course, you know, emergencies happen. So we're going to give him some grace and send him some love. We might call him during the interview. But just know that tonight it's going down.
It's going down.
Two sold-out shows.
Right.
Mike, Robert, Brian, Q, Willie, day 26. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Of course, the whole crew is here. Mama Q is in the building. She said, as long as that camera don't get on me, I'm good to go. Now, look. I'm really, really excited only because I really feel like we've grown with you. We've seen the process of your talents and being able to merge it together. And now we're here with the new album.
Yes, ma'am.
Day one.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about the new music first, then we'll get into the past. But day one, I just want you to know how beautifully put together it is.
Bless you.
And in a space where, you know, artists take time to put music out, that's when Judgment Day is real, where people are like, you know, what does this sound like? But when I tell you, you guys have not missed a beat.
Oh, thank you so much.
And it is just so beautifully put together that I am in awe and love it. 1 to 16, baby. I'm a
Thank you.
Y'all here. Of course. Now, what does it feel like to be back in New York? Because this is where it all happened for you guys.
It's very cold.
It's cold, but it feels great, man. You know, like this is our start. This is our start from here. This is home. This is where our fan base started at right here. Well, besides, you know, we're all from individually, but this is where day 26 started. Yeah. So it's always like a surreal moment or like a great feeling every time we come back to the city. Especially together, so you know, it's been great.
Of course, and this is where you had to grind it out.
So
City full of dreams.
So many memories in New York. But then even after the show, like just the success that we've had, even like the Best Buy signings that we had, I remember like fans just being poured out around. They saying we had the biggest Best Buy signing since Michael Jackson. So like,
I believe it.
This city has really been really good to us.
Janet. It was Janet Jackson.
No, but
Michael Jackson was the Times Square. We shut down Times Square.
Really?
So Michael was when we shut down Times Square. Janet was when we did the in-store signing.
Okay. Yeah. And of course, I mean, national television, it breaks the whole different kind of beast.
It definitely does.
You know what I'm saying? That's the entire world being able to see you and know your voices so intimately. Now, I want to get into what you guys were doing before the show, though. Before making the band, where were you working? What was life like for you, Q?
Yeah, I was in college. I went to 5 Towns.
Okay, you did?
Yeah.
Oh my! Did you go for music?
I went for music business.
Okay.
But of course, we had to do music there too. But I went there for like a semester and a half, and then making the band.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then you ain't never see a 5 Towns.
Never again.
It worked out though.
It worked out. Yeah.
Yes. And what about you, Willie? I know you were making music before. Quiet Storm, right?
I was with a group called Quiet Storm.
Okay.
We did a deal with Universal, and we had a song called "Leave Me Alone," which we had a video that was playing on like BET Midnight Love and things of that nature. So we was getting some traction. In
Quit calling my phone. I used to love it, bro. I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so just doing that whole grind thing. It was just a grind thing. But
Yeah.
I stopped doing that and was doing some other writing stuff with Avant and things of that nature. And then off to making a band.
Where'd you hear about the audition?
Two other radio disc jockeys back in Chicago, Tone and Shag at the time.
Okay.
They came and they saw me at a club and they said they thought I represent the city well by doing making a band thing. I wasn't really interested like that at the time, but I did have a single that I wanted them to push, and I was like, well, if I make it, they cool, but if not, push a single. And they agreed, so I agreed. And then I didn't have to go back because I ended up going to making a band.
Yeah. Brian, what about you?
I was a stripper.
No, you weren't.
No, I'm just playing.
I know you weren't.
I was actually signed to Music World Music / Columbia Records. I was in a group called Mason Road. I actually met Willie when I was on tour with Genuine and Jagged Edge.
Way.
I met him, before, like years before making the band. And like we had kept in touch for a while, but we ended up losing touch. And then when I saw him, when we actually came to New York, I was like, I know you.
Right.
And he was like, I know you. So yeah.
That's a testament.
I didn't really do that.
Really?
I didn't
He did though.
No.
I was about to say, I was corny.
I know you.
Rob looking real cool like that. Rob, where were you and what were you doing before the show?
I was actually signed to Wyclef. I had a production deal. I was signed to him with a group at first, and then I had switched my deal with him to a production deal. I was writing and producing music over at refugee camp.
Wow. Was Jerry Wonder a part of that too?
Yes, Jerry Wonder,
he's
Renelle
still...
Duplessis, and Wyclef, all of them was still very much, So I was actually signed to him for a while before I came here. So I went through a couple of deals with that situation. And
how did he feel about you being on the show?
Actually, before when I made the band, we had a big show at the Hyrenstein Ballroom with him. And I think it's T-Pain and somebody else was there, and it's his first time seeing me. And the world knows me as Robert, but nobody's ever called me that. Like, making the band is the first time that my first name has ever been known as, because he was still calling me Antoine, and nobody knew.
Antoine?
Which is my middle name.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, it got to be somebody that know me. We on the same bill now. And he told me he watched the whole journey, and he was proud of me and everything like that. But I mean, that had to be taken care of course, because I was still contractually signed him. So I'm pretty sure he was happy for other reasons, however, whatever the case may be. But he showed me love, and I've seen him, and we actually was at his studio last night for rehearsal, and we did a listening party there. So we keep the lines of communication open, and everything is good.
That's great. Wow. All this divine intervention. Mike, what were you up to before making the band?
Working.
Yeah,
man. I worked at a BMW plant, so
I know that's right.
So I went to school for a year, but they ain't making no money.
Yeah,
and I had to get out of there.
And then how'd you hear about the audition?
I was always, entertaining people on the line, like putting together cars. So one of my friends was just like, "You need to go," and I was like, "Bro, I get out of work at 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm not going up there." And he was like, "I'll drive you, bro. You just need to go." I was like, "All right, cool." I went, and then I heard all the people that were singing. I was like, "Well, I guess I'm gonna make this." I'm down with this BMW, because I was like, if he gonna get in here,
right? Then you already know.
I'm winning this. I'm as far as like getting out of Charlotte.
Yeah.
So, I see what happens in New York, but in Charlotte, I'm gonna win this.
Are you still good with that friend now?
He won a state championship.
So what?
Are you still cool with the friend who drove you down now?
Oh yeah, that's my homie. Like we've been friends since we were kids. So
wow,
it's a whole little group of us. So, but yeah, he O'Shaughnessy.
Okay.
That's his name. But
right.
Whoa.
Yeah.
The start to a new beginning, and then the show happens, and then people like me get to see the process of elimination, of getting the voices together. During this time too, I just remember like there were so many talented people on the show, and they really had to like develop you guys as artists to dance, to be able to like sing together. The voices, I mean, not for nothing. they did a great job picking who was in the band.
Thank you. Yeah.
Knowing how reality TV is too, of course, you know, it's all for the show.
Yeah.
We do understand that, but of course your real lives were incorporated in that. What were those feelings? Did you know that, you know, production was, this is for TV, or was it for you, this is my moment to shine as an artist?
I think we said the other day, like, it wasn't like that. It was just more so, it wasn't like how reality TV is now. It was more so like, I'm going to take y'all away, and we're going to put y'all in this house for 3 months. And we're gonna give you a TV like this with nothing that don't work. It just got a little thing on it.
You can
no phone communication. You can have your phones, none of that.
No phone.
And just give you a bunch of liquor, and you drink on that.
There was one house.
And then I'm gonna remind you about what somebody else said about you behind your back the other day.
Reality TV hasn't changed though. It's still like that.
Yeah. No, but at least it's a script now. You can, they really giving scripts now at this point.
They didn't know what was gonna happen then. They was just like, I'm gonna put you in here, and then whatever happens, happens. But we're gonna get something. Somebody gonna argue.
Right.
Yo, so, I remember like arguing with somebody over the phone. I was like, yo, you been on the phone like 45 minutes though. I'm like, it's a whole bunch of people in the house. Like, they gave us one phone.
One phone.
One phone.
And they can monitor all those phone calls. But they did do stuff like Mike said, like the TV. It didn't have no channels on it, but you could damn so spy on somebody in the kitchen trying to eat your food. Like the first day we got in the house, I almost got into a fight with somebody trying to eat my food. And I'm all the way upstairs and I'm looking at the screen like, I just told this, my name is right now. This man's eating my salad. Like,
so yeah, that's the kind of stuff we would have to fight over.
How did you stay focused on the music?
Cause that's what we're here for.
Right.
Because at any moment, any moment, Mike Bivens, at any moment, that chop. Yeah, that was true. Like, Diddy was coming in surprising, like cutting. So you really didn't have time to get off your toes. You had to stay on them 10 toes all day. Even when you sleep, you had to sleep on them boys.
Yeah, and come to find out he was watching. So you know,
of course.
You know, but like even we didn't know he was watching, but they said he was watching, but you know, he watching and see storylines and things of that nature, how people got into it with who and whatever. So,
who did you guys think was pronounced a favorite out of the group on the show?
I knew Big Mike had his story.
I had a storyline, so I don't know if I was the favorite, but I did have a big storyline.
Or was getting favoritism on the show?
Oh, I don't know if anybody was getting no favoritism.
Nobody get that.
No, y'all
everybody get cussed out together. Everybody get But if you would say, I would say Big Mike because his story was very powerful,
right?
And it touched a lot of people.
Of course.
And he did his thing by doing what he did. You know what I'm saying? So it touched a lot of people, inspired a lot of people, and even without that, a lot of girls, they was turned on by the big boys at the time. So he was winning.
They gave me a lot of cute, like a lot of lines to play into the camera,
right?
So that they knew what was gonna happen once it aired. So that's the only reason why I said it, but I don't think anybody was favorite though.
Okay. And then what about recording process? I mean, compared to how it was on the show and just being able to blend all your voices together and people who took lead. I mean, I feel like every voice in the group had a chance to shine. When I listen back to the music, I know exactly who's singing and when. What do you have to say about that, Willie?
I think that's always a joy to me to hear like people say that they can identify every voice from different songs. I think that was big for us even in this project that we put out now, the Day One's project, just the fact that even going back and seeing fans like, man, I was waiting to hear so-and-so's voice and then it popped in, you know what I mean? So I feel like, it's just always, I don't even know what I'm talking about.
Don't worry, you
Still trying to wake up.
Don't worry, you captured it all. I know it's a long
something
way.
happened in between there.
She was honest about it. Some people just venture off and start talking about subject that don't matter.
The very last episode when they picked the winners, did you guys know that it was going to be you, or were you just as shocked as the viewers were?
Man, they had a way of tricking us, and they had a way of tricking you in this situation.
How?
Well, for me, before we went on the actual night of where he picked us, he had did this thing where he pulled us all. He acted like he was picking the band that night, and he kept pulling us up
and
pulling us back. And for me, I thought I was a shoo-in. I'm like, oh, because he had put me up there and he had pulled everybody else back in front, but left me up there the whole time. So I was like, oh, I'm good.
This is like classic manipulation.
So I'm like, so I'm like, oh, I'm good. But then the night he was picking the band, he did the same thing and didn't call me up there one time. And I'm in the back like, oh, dog, it just played me. Even though he did end up picking me, that's the kind of manipulation. So you really never knew where it was based off of what they was doing. You always knew it was some underlying something going on. Like, don't get too confident. You know what I'm saying?
Q, how did you feel during those moments? Because I felt like you were very confident on the season, the show, everything.
I was very confident.
Yes.
Yeah.
You knew you was walking away with something.
Yeah, I was very confident. Like, I kind of, like Mike said, like, I kind of, like, sniffed out the competition and knew there was a whole bunch of deer and I was a lion.
Right.
So, there you go. I ain't heard that one before.
Yeah, so it was
some prey out there.
But I bet about bars.
You know, and I wasn't kind of like scared. You know, I kind of felt like this was my purpose.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I felt this in the beginning. Like I went with my gut, my instinct, the voice from God. However a person may hear that. And I heard that voice and I was like, I'm going to make this band. I believe that. I believed in myself and it manifested.
Yeah, I feel like that was something that I always got from you on the show.
Yeah.
Where it was like, Q knows his position, and if it doesn't happen that way, we are going to see him again. And of course, it happened this way.
Yes.
Now,
that way.
Yeah, that way. You were also in a relationship on the show too.
Yeah.
And I feel like, you know, in spaces where we're working and we also see a relationship happening too, that it could be give or take, where it's like, is that where his energy is or is it in the music? But it was very much so in both places.
Yeah.
Out of 10 though, I would say. Did you ever think that it was going to jeopardize anything?
What do you mean?
As far as just the fact that, you know, you're in a relationship on the show and we're seeing that, and
yeah, I mean, like no and yeah, because like that was real,
right?
At least that's what I thought.
Oh yeah,
and
it felt real.
So like, how could jeopardize it if the boss didn't want that really to happen?
Right.
You know what I mean? If if it was some hidden agenda behind that, like that's not supposed to happen.
Right. Yeah.
Then maybe I don't know. Maybe what you're saying is correct.
No, I completely understand. I completely understand.
If that's all I have to say
if that's
about
the boss
that.
girl, then I'm just a newcomer and I really have no place at all. I'm just a TV personality, you know, or whatever.
Right. But it wasn't that. It was a real situation.
It was real, yeah.
Of course. Even with the brotherhood that you guys have been able to form, it's real.
Yeah,
You're able to sit here and laugh and make music in present day. You love them the most.
I don't like these. I'm just playing.
Of course. And when you get to see just the trajectory that you've been able to make in music based off of the show alone, afterwards, when you walked away from it, what was the surrounding energy? Were you still grateful? Were you upset with how things were kind of mapping out in that time? Was it all love because of the platform? What would you say?
That's the thing. What I walked away with from this whole entire situation, I'm thankful for the opportunity.
Right.
You know, due to the fact that we did this opportunity, we're still able to, once that door was open, we're still able to walk through that door. That's a blessing. Like a lot of artists that have been in this position don't really know how to actually continue to keep going.
Right.
I mean, I'm thankful. I'm thankful that God put these exact guys in this group and we're still where we're at. Although we've gone through what we've gone through, I'm thankful that we're still here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's proof, because like we've been through a bunch of BS, but I'm thankful.
Yeah.
I'm thankful. I'm thankful.
No,
Of course. And given the situation that we're all watching play out in the news with Diddy, are you able to separate who he was to you on the show?
Because he ain't never been nobody else to us.
Yeah.
So everything else that we don't know that Diddy. He was a hardworking dude that we did business with, and that's the Diddy that we know. So, so yes, it's not hard to differentiate at all because we don't even know the other side.
Right.
Yeah, because we learning things as everybody else learning.
Yeah,
so it's a shocker to us too. Like, damn, but then it'd be like,
is it true?
Even being in his presence before, it's like, yo, this is crazy.
Night and day.
If that's real,
right.
Okay, that's understandable too because, of course, like you said, it was work. This was a real production.
Yeah.
This was like money for real.
Yeah.
So that is definitely understandable to know from you guys. And when it comes to present day, day one.
I'm available right now, all streaming platforms.
All streaming platforms. Go get it if you ain't got it.
No, don't be sorry.
Out,
When I first said to myself, let me listen to this album and see what present day 26 would sound like. I am just so impressed because
thank you.
The vocals too have definitely stayed at a 10, and it makes me think about R&B artists today, and that's never to shun them because I think that every generation plays a great part in music.
Yes,
but something about our era or just your era of singers. I don't know. I don't think people going to church anymore. Or
that's probably what it is.
I think it's church.
But
y'all grew up in the church, right? Singing a choir song.
Yeah, my dad is a bishop.
And it was also a thing about being an R&B singer, like that. People wanted to sing,
right?
Like it wasn't like nowadays people want to rap. So, but it's a different. Like we wanted to sing when we were younger. So, and it was a cool thing to do,
right?
So, most people now they just want they want to.
It's more about the swag or the
Who are some of your musical influences?
Mine's Boys II Men, hands down. That's it.
What about you, Rob?
I mean,
or should I call you Antoine?
Whichever one. I'm really inspired by more gospel. But if it's R&B, I love Brandy. I love Brandy. She's like the vocal Bible to me.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
And everyone else. Boys II Men, of course. What about you, Brian?
Jodeci, as far as groups are concerned. Don't get me wrong, like I love Boys II Men as well.
Right.
But Jodeci and I would have to say like J Moss is like
yeah, that's it.
J Moss is different.
Yeah, Q.
Well, I mean, I like artists. No offense. But I don't really like study them. Like Willie put me onto like Brandy when we was on to making the band.
No way. What was Mama playing in the house?
No, they play music, but I'm into I was into like gospel and the people who were in the church, like those type of singers. That was more of an influence to me than a artist. So I didn't really study like Usher or like these people who were out there. I was studying like local artists in my community. To learn how to sing. That's how I learn how to sing.
Yeah, and that's what shows, really, the range, and that shows. Yeah. What about you, Willie?
Stevie Wonder, Sean Stockman.
Okay.
I think those two really,
Yeah.
I can hear that. That's
kind of shaped
me
vocally.
That's definitely who you are.
Both of those?
Yeah.
It's super telling. When it comes to the songwriting, we were talking about this off camera too. Do you guys incorporate any of that?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Because I feel like whoever is doing the writing, shouts to Amir, shouts to Sean Penn, of course.
And Ralph.
They know you guys like, they know what fits where, who should sing what, who's doing all the alignment.
See, before we actually started recording this album, what Sean did was like he took the time out to actually like get to know us on a personal level. He asked us, personal things that were going on in our lives or things that we would be okay with singing about and what we wouldn't be okay with singing about.
He even knew about stuff like that happened online with our different situations.
Like he went online, studied everything, and so like when we came together to actually like put this project together, like I don't know, man. Like Sean's different. Sean and Ralph are different. Yeah, they're different.
Yeah, no, you can tell.
Shout out to the exclusive. Shout out to Amir, my cousin. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But like, they're different.
Now, when it comes to context, because it's a lot of I want your backs and overuse and relatables and all the things to make the girls spin the block.
Yeah.
And that is something that I am so against. By the way,
spin the block.
But listening to the album, I said, "Damn,
I might want to spin the block." Ain't nothing wrong with a block spinner too.
I ain't doing that. I love the album. Where would you say you guys are personally that allows you to live in that space of where the music is too?
Yeah, just relationships.
Yeah.
Man. You know, like for me, one of the biggest records that we have on the thing for me is a record called In or Out.
Yeah.
It's just giving. It just gives so much insight from relationships at all standpoints of just just being able to be in one day, out the next day, and just continue this cycle type of situation. So I really felt that was going to be something that was going to translate well with the with the fans and other relationships.
Well, where are you at? You in? You out?
I'm in.
All in?
Yeah, all in. Yeah,
10 toes down.
17 years in.
Of course, and that's so beautiful.
For me, it had to be a man, and because it's the same kind of situation. Like it talks on my part, I talk about being married, being newly married or whatever like that.
Congratulations.
Learning me and my wife learning each other, and her learning me for my flaws and things like that. And having to understand that, whatever the case may be. So I would say be a man really relates to my exact situation. Like do this, like, and I think there's a lot of records on here that relates to everybody individually.
Yeah.
And then we wanted to be able to not only be, from a relationship standpoint, but us being back in this situation together and coming in front of the fans. We wanted that to feel like a conversation that we actually having with them as well.
Yeah.
So,
And something natural to where you are. What record on the album would you say really fits your space now, Q?
I would say the whole album, because it's like, I don't know, it's just like we're on another level now. I feel like we all have grown. Our mental health is way better than it used to be when we were younger.
Yeah. Are you guys in therapy, by the way?
Yeah.
Nice.
Not
yet?
Not yet. I'm starting very soon though.
Okay, good. Keep going, Q.
Yeah, so we're at a better space. So I would say all the songs, I couldn't pick one.
Yeah.
They all kind of, it's like a story from beginning, middle to end. I couldn't pick one. I just think they're all.
It's the whole album.
Yeah.
It's so cohesive. It like flows into each other. I have to stop and be like, wait, what record am I listening to?
Right.
What am I listening to?
Yeah, right.
What about you,
want to
Mike?
go back and find your favorite one.
Yeah.
No, I feel the same. Like it's an entire body of work that plays on different things that you actually go through in life. So it's a record for every occasion. You got a record for if you mess up as a man, you got to be a man. You got are you in or out when you get in a dilemma in your relationship where you don't know which way it's going to go.
Yeah.
I'm here. Do you want to be here or not? If not, you can go. If not, but you got other things that in there over you. You want to say, want to find new love. You want to. We got records for weddings. We got it all. We cover every basis in this one. Yeah. And we got and we had to go back to the heartbreak and the bedroom as well. So like you just said, how you like that's your joint.
Yeah.
How you like it, girl? How you like it?
Yeah, nostalgia.
I love the how do you love it? I'm gonna ask both of y'all to do that for me later. Anyway, Brian, what song is their favorite to perform off the new album?
We hadn't really performed anything.
Oh, we will tonight though.
Yeah.
What are you excited to perform from the new album?
We're not performing my favorite song.
Is that Far From Home?
No, not tonight.
Oh.
I'm kind of sad about
What's
that.
your favorite record?
Nah, honestly, as far as we can't tell you what we're performing tonight though.
I know,
that's not good.
So
we can't spoil it because it's spoiling. They're supposed to come to the show and be entertained.
I know, but hey,
my
favorite song because this isn't live and this is coming out after the show. But I am gonna be surprised because I am the biggest of fans, and I can't wait. And I'm telling you guys now. You're going to get, I don't know, hopefully you don't get annoyed because I am loud. Okay? And I'm going to be right there.
Come on,
they get annoyed. I'm loud too, so don't feel bad.
Oh, you're going to feel it.
I want to feel that energy. You know what I'm saying?
Because, of course, all the fan favorites from the first album that everybody wants to hear. What do you think I'm going to say?
We're not performing anything from my first album.
Co-star?
You're not?
I'm lying.
Why would you say that?
I was trying to get your reaction.
I wouldn't even buy tickets to that show.
I would still come, though, because
even if no songs from the first album was on there?
I would still, because you guys are real singers.
Thank you, that's what's up.
Yeah. You guys are real singers. Y'all walked in here singing. Nowadays, you ask a singer to sing on anything live first.
It's not happening.
See, I told
not
you,
happening.
They want to do 16 bars instead.
My favorite singer, I'm sorry, if I go to my favorite singer concert, they got to do my songs.
Yeah.
If I go to Brandy and she don't do no Full Moon, if I go to a Brandy concert, she do no
You're
Full Moon, no
upset.
Aphrodisiac, I don't want the tickets.
Right, I know. But y'all are real singers, real performers, and it can happen, you know, regardless of any of the music that you have out. As long as you got a band or something,
There you go. Yeah.
I know you could sing us off of our feet. And that's exactly
Actually,
what I'm
just need a snap and a stump right there. Give me that right there. We got you.
And that's what I was going to ask you for. Now, please,
Boogie ain't nothing but
just get a preview of a little bit of Co-Star. I beg. I am begging.
So that's your jam. That's your portion. You and Co-Star.
All of it.
Girl, it's late. I can't even pretend I've been sleeping. What a date at my place. Both of our bodies fiending. So I wait. Girl, your shape makes me wanna concentrate.
Do whatever you want to me, whatever you want to me, babe.
What do you have in store for me, girl?
What do you have in store for me, girl?
It's looking like one of those nights where we don't get no sleep, no.
What do you have in store for me, girl? What do you have in store for me, girl?
Baby, I'm anxious, I'm trying to focus. I'll be able to take these.
We both know what will go down on tonight. You've been teasing until the time was right. Don't let go your show. All I wanna do is go star. All I wanna do is co-star. I'm in the right place at the right time.
Right place at the right time.
I'm in the right place at the right time.
Listen, we remember every riff. We remember every riff, every ad-lib, every verse. Thank you guys so much for being here. Unpacked That with Miabelle. We're going to do it again on BET. We're going to do it again at SOB. Those crews coming, by the way.
Let's do it.
And 2 sold-out shows. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
God bless always.
Thank you.
And I'll see you tonight. It's
We'll
Unpacked
see
That.
you.
Can't wait.
Bless you, bless you, bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you.